better give me better shifts than that. They changed my shifts to 1 to 9 now, so I said, okay, that's a little bit better.
So what time you work today?
Today is a short shift. I work 1:30 to 5:30. But then I'm off tomorrow, and then Wednesday 1 to 9, and then I'm off Thursday, Friday, and then I go back on Saturday 1 to 9 too. So it's not too bad.
What more can I say?
This summer at Wawa, beat the heat with our handcrafted refreshers and smoothies. Try our mango passion.
Yo, yo. There ain't nothing wrong with locking in right away. You already know how I do shit. You heard? Here we go. AntHits the franchise group here again. Best League of Brown, best podcast show during lunchtime. So if you ain't stopped, man, this is for the fat boys that always eating on lunchtime and shit. They already had their shit packed. If your wife packed your food and made your nasty ass sandwich that she got from Wawa the night before, kill yourself. If you one of them fat motherfuckers that go home for lunch, and instead of, matter of fact, you just one of them thorough ass niggas that go home for lunch And while you go on for lunch, you motherfucker, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I gotta say any word, you know what I mean? Right there. We just talk that shit right now. But we back. You know, I had a late night show last night. On that late night show, we talked about a whole lot of shit. We talked about the league. We talked about the players in the league. I interviewed the bull, Great Booney. We got to see him, man. I'm in a good mood right now. I just talked to somebody very special in my life, man. I haven't talked to in a long time and shit. My Uncle Mike, man. Just a quick story on my Uncle Mike, man. One of the flies. You know, everybody got that fly ass uncle and shit. That fly uncle story, man. Well, my uncle was a little bit of all that. The flyest, motherfucking. He taught me a whole bunch of here and there's, man. When I realized I was going to play football, and he realized it was time to lock in to play. He's the reason that put me in a situation to become all South Jersey football player, man, and go to college at the end of the day, man. But he a workout warrior, man. 6'3", every bit of 6'3", 245. You know, bench in the house. You know, same type of crazy attitude. Let me see. You know, if y'all got those crazy ass uncles that you look up to, man, that damn near was a father figure in your life, man, holla at the kid, man. Just, you know, make a little comment in the chat. You know what I mean? Whatever your uncle name is, we call mine Mike is Uncle Mike. I call him motherfucking Vin. What's the boy name that played in Baby Boy? Vin Rhines. When he walked out butt naked, cooking the eggs and shit, that's him. That's what he looked like. His nose looked like a Panzerotti. If you don't know what a Panzerotti is, just think of a piece of turnover or a stromboli. You might know what that is. He got a flat nose. If you tap his nose twice and get a bing bang type of nose, man. Quick little story about my uncle, man. Uncle Mike. I told you I grew up looking up to him, man. You know, the flyers, man. Stay in some big body shit. Always had one of the flyest cars on the block. Always had one of the biggest cribs on the block. You know what I'm saying? That type of uncle, man. You would think he was a pro athlete the way he lived his life a little bit and shit. Quick little story and all that, man. You know, we had a relative, in-law. You know, my grandma, rest in peace, my grandma, Bertha May. She had a stuttering problem. So we had, not gonna say names out loud, but we had a in-law, one of my aunt's husbands, an aunt of mine had a husband that came in, and my grandma stuttered. She used to call me to come in the house. I didn't have the street lights come on. What I had was my grandma calling me, and she'd be like, and stutter, Anthony, bring your ass in the house. That's how I used to come in the crib, right, as a kid. So just think about it. Everybody came to our house. Everybody came to Grandma Burt crib, right? And Big Mills, you know, Big Mama's house. You know how that shit go. And we had a little family event, and she was in there. And I think my grandpa pissed her off somehow. I think he, you know, started to sing like he was in the military itself. Like, my grandpa told stories to the point where you would believe it. I thought my entire life growing up, I thought my grandpa served in the army. Never did though, right? But every story he told, he was in the fucking army. Anyway, now my Uncle Mike did serve in the army. That's probably why he crazy and gun and trigger happy the way he is right now. All right, but anyway, in-law of mine, you know, pussy ass relative from marriage comes in the crib. My grandma's stuttering, and he disrespectfully laughs at her. So my uncle wasn't there at the time, but the word got back to him. So from that point on, he's on his shit list and shit. So he catches him, my dad, him, a couple other boys, homeboy with his boys. They at this bar one night. He catch him and shit. And just think about this. Think about you pulling up your car, parking your car, get out the car, look at your tire from the curb, and just think about the space between your tire and the curb of a car, getting out your car. So next time you park, and you parked up on the curb, think about the tire from the street to the concrete, to the cement, to the sidewalk. Think about the space in between you parallel parking in between two other cars and that curb. So if you can really vision that right now, just think about it. If you hold your hands together, I mean, hold your hands in front of you and put the space in between a tire and a car, right? And just remember that space. So after about 6 uppercuts, 2, 3, 4 jabs, he picked this 265-pound man up over top of his head and slammed him in between that space. So just remember, it's almost 270-pound body in between. What's this, Erica? About
maybe
a foot of space. Dunked him in between that space, and and stomped the life out of the guy. I mean, the guy left his body that day. I won't repeat his name. He left his body that day. I mean, my uncle was such an asshole. As he was beating the life out of this guy, the guy's soul left his body. He grabbed the soul, beat that the fuck up, and put it back in his body, in between a foot of space. Remember that. Yeah, so you know, everybody got them crazy Uncle Mike stories, or the uncle stories, or whatever like that. So just kicking it with my uncle right now, man. That made me go back in the blast in the past. But right now, he was a big part of my football career. And hopefully he's going to be the same influence to my son. All right, so with that being said, let's get back to the league, man. I had to give you a blast for the past. I think I'm going to start all my podcast real talks off with some type of stories, man. There's got a whole lot of them, man. Life is life, you heard? So we got some games that was played. Our last night conversation, we talked to Booney. We, you know, did a little bit of roster conversations, which led us to talk about the best top 5 players in the league. In our league. So I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of that and stay on that lane a little bit and just keep going with it. We left off with talking about the cornerbacks in our league right now with J.C. Horn, Denzel Ward, Derek Stingley, Trey Brown. We had Mikal Wright was in that conversation. Martin Johnson was even thought about. Tim Stewart was thought about. We had a couple of guys that we you know, that we talked about or brought up into that equation of top corners in the league right now. And we, you know, we talked about wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks. I'm going to stay on that subject of best players in the league, and I want to go to a really hard position that I think is really hard to say who's the best. But I'm gonna go to trying to get a top 5. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna start off, and I'm gonna go back to the defensive side of things, and I want to talk about players in the league at the D-line position right now. So here we go. Let's slide to that. Defense. We're gonna go through the league right now. Tackles. So we got Jonathan Flo, aka the Flo, half of the Flo brothers, sitting here with 76 tackles. A lot of that's computer love. Jay Sean Barham, Tyreek Austin Cave, Camden stand up is balling right now. We've seen that. So I'm looking for defensive linemen. So with that being said, maybe I could shoot back over here to career stats and go to the NFL. I see if I can. I wish I can just get it by position, but we'll go to defense. And to be able to get defensive linemen up right now, well, I guess we'll go to tackle for losses first. So let's look at tackle for losses, those that's in the league right now. All right, so Loudermilk, Isaiah Loudermilk for Wisconsin to the Baltimore Ravens. Since 2021, he's been a Baltimore Raven. I drafted him. He has 99 tackle for losses in his career so far right now. 1 tackle for loss away from 100. I think that's a really good situation for him to be a D tackle. Now, it's not that hard for D tackles to get a lot of tackle for losses, especially when they superstars and they got the inside stuff on them. You can get in the backfield a whole lot. With that being said, Vita Vea up here with 83. This shows you how impressive it is for Isaiah Loudermilk to have 99 at this point. Vita Vea's been in the league. Let's see. 3 more years than Loudermilk. So we're gonna look at it. Looking for D lineman. Chris Jones has been playing still. He has 78, 79 of them. Oh my God, we're gonna miss Hufanga out here with 77. Josh Allen has played a solid career, 75. A lot of that was computer love. T.J. Watt for the Steelers is up there. Jonathan Allen, he balled out for the Washington football team, and then he's been a journeyman since then. Max Crosby. Now I'm going down this list because I'm looking for D lineman right now, so I guess I'm not going to see it that way. So we'll go to sacks. All right, so Myles Garrett, since 2021, let's take out. He got 131 sacks right now. He's been in the league for 9 years, so that's 4 years before we actually started the league that he got stats that's going to count. But we only going to count from 21 on down, right? So, well, let's look at what he did in 20, 17 and a half, 10, 13, and 7 as a rookie. All right, so back to 21. He had 12 and a half, 17 and a half, 18 and a half, 17 and a half, 10 and a half, 7 and 5. He's having a Hall of Fame. He gonna get to put on his blue jacket for the Real Draft League. Definitely having a Hall of Fame career during Real Draft 5. This guy been double-digit sacks his entire career. He is the centerpiece of the defensive line. He is moved to D tackle. You know, as you get up there in age, they start shifting guys around. This was a smart move by him, especially since he got some good pass rushers that got abilities on him on his team now. It's smart to better move him to D tackle. That's not bad at all. And at the D tackle position, he has 5 tackles for loss and 7.5 sacks right now, with about 5 games left and 7.5. So he's going to beat these numbers right here. He could possibly beat this 17.5. He hasn't had more than 17.5 since 2021, but he's had high number of sacks right now. So with 134. You go back to 7, 13, and 10 right now, 23, 30 sacks. So he had 104 sacks in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 seasons. Well, 5.5 seasons. He had 104 sacks. Myles Garrett is one of the best defensive linemen in our league for sure, and he will be putting on a first ballot too. This ain't no, you got to think about it. This is a first ballot Hall of Famer for RDL. He'll be putting on the blue jacket for sure. Alright, so we come out of Myles Garrett. We keep it sliding and look at these sacks right now. Let's take a look at Joey Bosa and see if he's a Hall of Famer at all. Now, Joey had a quiet 2021. So, alright, so let's look at Joey since 2016. 10.5, 12, 5, 11, 5.5. Here we go. So since 2021, at defensive end in the 49ers scheme, 5.5 sacks, 5.5 sacks, 8 sacks before he realized on wasting Joey Bosa. We play a lot of 3-4. We're not getting pressure on the edge with this guy that's moving to D tackle and see what happens. The moment he moved to D tackle, he revived his career. 15.5, 13, and he's at 10 right now. If he can play for another 2 seasons, I think we're looking at a Hall of Famer as well. I don't think he's first ballot at this point right now, but he's a guy that will, when his time comes up, they're going to have to talk about it and really decide, is he getting a blue jacket or not. But Joey Bosa moved to that D tackle position and revived his career right now because he was really in the shitters at this point. 21, 22, and 23 really wasn't doing too much of anything, and that D tackle move made him 15.5, 13, and 10, and you're going to see that trend. You're going to see a lot of guys moving their D ends to D tackle to try to maximize more out of them right now. So Joey Bosa is in the first ballot Hall of Fame, but is in the conversation for Hall of Fame. Let's get back to the sacks. Donnell Hunter, he's been a journeyman with 93.5. A lot of that doesn't count for our league, but Carl Lawson has 91.5. Up there in age, he's fighting against Father Time right now. So let's check it out right now. Let's look what he did before this. 8, 1, 5, 10.5, and then he comes back. He starts to have a monster career. In 2021, 13.5 sacks, 20 sacks. In 2022, then he fell off to 7.5. He revived himself at 11, 9, and right now he has 6. Now with these numbers, he's flirting with losing his abilities, but he's still playing at a high enough level because those 10 tackle for losses saved his life on keeping his abilities. But at this point right now, it started off tough, bro, but he had a couple down years within that. Now, is that he getting double teamed? What's the case? Who knows? But the numbers aren't like wow off the page at this point right now. So another guy that you can discuss for Hall of Fame, but I don't know if he's a first ballot guy. He shouldn't though. Don't get it twisted. He's definitely one of the better DNs in the league. All right, let's get back to it. Frank Clark, 9.5. The reason why Frank Clark to me is pretty good. Look at the situation right now. This guy's on normal. He has no abilities, right? And let's see what he's done since the RDL. 2021, 8, 11, 8, and then he's starting to take that. Maybe you're getting a little too old. 3 and 5.5. So Frank Clark got a lot of sacks, but most of that came from the years he played without us starting the league since 2021. All right. Now here we go. One of the Duke brothers right now, Vicky D. The story of this guy is he wasn't drafted. He was a undrafted rookie. And he got picked up for the Chargers at the time. They traded Joey Bosa to the 49ers. They needed DNs in the worst way. They grabbed both the Duke brothers, and let's see what Vicky D has done throughout his career. 84.5 sacks right now, so his numbers start at 21. All right, Vicky D. He's been a double-digit sack guy from the moment he stepped into the league. 12. This is one of those gems, them hidden gems you find that you know, didn't get drafted by anybody, but got picked up for the Chargers and earned his way on the field right away through training camp, and he's been a starter and one of the best DNs in the league since he's joined the league. This is very impressive what he got going on right now. So 12 sacks as a rookie, follows that up with 18 and a half, follows that up with 20. So each year he got better in these moments, but then he goes down to 13 and a half, that we're not mad at, 10 and 10 and a half right now. And again, we still have about 5 games left, and he has 10 and a half sacks at this point right now. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure. You can put the blue jacket on the moment he retires. All right, keep on moving down. Max Crosby, another good story right here. Nobody wants to play with a Max Crosby. When you get the Raiders, you ain't looking at this guy as being a centerpiece. Now, he just got moved to D-tackle for the first time this year, and he's a late bloomer. He's up to an X factor now, but he wasn't even on ability when he first got the guy. So he worked his ass off to get into that state of mind right now. So let's take a look at what he's done since he's been a Raider. All right, so he has 2 years in the league. And 2019, as a rookie for the Las Vegas Raiders, he had 10. They were still in Los Angeles at this point. 6 in 2020 during the sim season. And then here's the games we start to play. 12, 10 and a half, 7, 12 and a half, 14 and a half, and he has 7.5 right now. My question will be this. Does Max Crosby deserve a first ballot Hall of Fame? Now, amongst these numbers, fuck just the sacks. I could probably do this for all the guys, but I'm not going to talk about the trophy closet. But this dude is responsible for helping Las Vegas win 4 Super Bowls from 2020 to 2024. They have won a Super Bowl, 4 straight. I think along with that, him being a Super Bowl winner all 4 of those years and being a vital part of those Super Bowl wins, Super Bowl runs, I think you can look at him as the first ballot Hall of Famer. So this guy came out the mud, Max Crosby, and he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer at this point. Let's keep on moving down, keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving down the road. All right, Chris Jones, 7.5 sacks, 78.5 sacks. We talked about him earlier, but let's look at, Chris Jones been in the league for a while, so let's see how many of those sacks led up. So it looked like, in 2016, his rookie year, didn't really do too much of none, but then he had that breakout year in 2018, 9 sacks. He had another big year in our sim season. Now 4, 4, 4.5, 8.5, 6.5, 4. And my question is this: do you take that away from him? The numbers ain't really like crazy for our sacks, but he's a true D tackle, meaning he's gonna take on double teams, and his job is really just to clog up and cause situations in the run game. So sacks ain't really super crazy, but I want to know if we're looking at a Hall of Famer in this league. And I'm going to go on a limb and say no. I don't see him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I would question, is he even worthy of a Hall of Fame comment at all? Like, is he worth being voted on to see if he is a Hall of Famer?
I don't think so.
I agree. I don't think so at all. All right, so let's keep it pushing. Let's keep going through these sacks right now, man. When you get away from Chris Jones, now you got to go to the other half of the Duke brothers, and Chris Rump II right now. Now, he was drafted into the league. He came in as a superstar already, so he was highly sought after. Now, let's take a look at him. In 2021, he had 8.5 sacks. From that moment, 15.5, 19.5, 16.5, 12.5, and he has 6 right now with 5 games left. It's crazy for the Chargers to have. They get rid of a Hall of Fame defensive end and pick up 2 new ones. Because this guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, Montez Sweat right now, man. Hit it with that Washington football team. That front 7 is crazy. So let's look at what he did before the league. 7 and 8.5 in the sim season. He had 8.5, but since then, 2021 he had 13. 22 he followed it up with 14. 8.5, 23 he comes back with 11.5. Then he drops off in 2025 as he's getting older, 4.5. But he's back up to 7 right now. Because that 4.5 drop off definitely will make him lose his ability now that he's old enough to be looked at to see if he keeps that ability. And he has 7. I think he has to get in the double digits this season for him to be to keep the ability shit going. And then my question is he a Hall of Famer or first ballot, or should he not even be in the discussion as a Hall of Famer?
I feel like there could have been some discussion, but the 4.5 drop off might have just been too like severe when you look at like the way that the whole like stat line looks. Like it just looks so unruly for 4.5. Because the
I
tackles for loss are kind of there too until like a little drop off too.
I think we're going to have to see what he does at the latter of his career. How many more years does he have as a Washington football team, as the one of the top DNs on this team? If he can bring these numbers into double digits this year, and he has a solid next 2 seasons if he's still playing, if he can get to season 10 with the years of experience with the Washington football team, and we can look at numbers then. We could talk about him. But right now, I want to leave him off that Hall of Fame ballot right now. So we're gonna leave him alone. Let's get back to sacks. Keep going, keep going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. All right, here's an interesting conversation. Carlos Basham for the Bucks. He's been in the league since 2021. In his rookie campaign, he came out one of the top 3 DNs in the draft. Let's see what he's done over his career. All right, 2021 he had 14. He jumped up to 19 and 22, 15 and a half and 23, 7 and a half and 24. But he brought that back up to 12 and a half, and right now at about 5 games left, he 5.5 sacks right now. First ballot or conversation for Hall of Fame?
Conversation, due to he never took his team anywhere credentials past that first Super Bowl year. But
right, he's been a playoff team the first 3 seasons, 21, 22, and 23. No, 21 and 22. 23 fell off. 24, 21, 22, 23. He's been a playoff team. 24, 25. He's kind of been in the shambles. Although he had a great 25 year with 12 and a half sacks. I think you could talk about him. You could put him on a ballot for a vote to see if he's going to make it. But I think he misses his first wave. I think they're going to come back around to him. Like, I don't think they'll say, all right, Carlos Basham, his year to be enshrined in real draft, and they're going to come back to him. All right, so I do think he's in the Hall of Fame conversation, though. All right, here we go. Let's keep on moving. Basham. How about Chase Young, the animal? Let's take a look at him. All right, Chase Young over his career. Right now, he only been in the league in 2020, was his rookie year, 8 during the sim season. All right, 2021, 9. 15 and a half, 13, 14 and a half, 9, and 5 right now. To me, not first ballot Hall of Famer, but Hall of Fame conversation. Like, you don't miss the first wave. Like, when they bring him up, they're going to have to seriously vote on this man. I think he has really good numbers on a nice little stretch, because even these 9s is 1 from 10 double digits right now, so I'm not mad at this. I do think he has to bring these 5 sacks up this season and try to finish with at least 10 this year to really be first ballot type conversation. But I do like him in discussion. How do you feel about him?
I think the same thing. I think I don't really take discredit at the 9 because of what he's done in between. He definitely got to get his sacks up for this year to like keep his stamp on his like caliberness as a player. But definitely a guy that the committee would have to take a serious look at, when his name comes around.
No doubt, no doubt. I think his storybook isn't finished yet. His story still could be talked about. All right, Nick Bosa, 73 and a half. Now, this is weird. Let's take a look at Nick Bosa, because he's in the same thing. He had his brother playing for him on the other side. And at the time that they, on paper, when they made this move, we thought, oh my God, the Bosa brothers coming off the edge. But their scheme, it sucks because they were in a scheme that just didn't fit what they do. So in 21, he had 7 sacks. 11 and a half, 11 and a half, 12, and then 25 he has 7, and he's at 7 right now, so he's on his way to double digits again right now. I think we're looking at a not first ballot Hall of Famer, but another Hall of Fame discussion.
Yeah, coming back around. Yeah, I think they would take a second look at Bosa. You would have to.
No, my question would be, can Bosa finish his career as a 49er, or is he going to go somewhere else? Like the 49ers got some good pass rushers. They drafted one of the
Yeah.
top two
He
pass rushers
doesn't.
in the
He's
draft.
not needed. Not so much as like Joey. I think Joey's kind of a stamp on that Niners team. Nick, I don't know.
Here's my thing. Let's look at Nick for a second right now. Let's take a look at Nick. Mr. Nicky, sticking to you. All right, 28 years old in the 7th year right now. So that means he got about a good solid 4 more seasons left before you got to really, if he's playing at a high level. He got about 2 to 3 more seasons regular, but if he's playing at a high level, I think you can get 4 more seasons out of him. Actually, 5 out of this guy. Now, with that being said, he's 28 right now. He is an X factor. Let's look at his ratings right now. I mean, he's pretty much across the board a dog. There's 25 teams in this league that can use a Nick Bosa right now. That can change their entire situation on their front four, on defense right now. If I'm the 49ers, this guy's on the trade block right now. I wouldn't even waste some more time with him. I'll put him on the trade block, do him justice. His brother, they played together. They had some time together. It is what it is at this point right now. He's the 12th ranked defensive end, right defensive end in the league right now. I would get value for him. You could still get some good value for him right now. And then anybody else that's going after this guy, a double pick, man. If you're going to come up off of 1 pick with the X factor alone, you're looking at a 2nd round pick. But if you're looking to give him 2 picks, maybe a 2, a 4, or 2 3s, you know what I'm saying, 2 2, something like that. Like somebody can use this guy that would change their life on their front for ASAP. You know what I'm saying? I really think this would be a good trade piece right here. So if you're watching and you really lacking that pass rusher, don't be afraid to holler at the 49ers front office. I don't know if he's trading him. This is just my conversation. But I think Nick Bosa will benefit the 49ers to move on, and it'll benefit somebody else to bring him in and capitalize off that X factor. Simple as that. Somebody that's going to run a four down lineman, that's going to be in nickel 5-3-5-5 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Not a guy that's this guy's being used as a true D tackle, meaning he just there to stop the run. This guy gets to the quarterback, and he needs to be able to do that by having one-on-one with the left tackles on teams instead of being able to get double teamed all game long. He should be able to have one-on-one contact, and he could just be able to just beat up on the left tackle. Since the 49ers don't run that type of scheme, Nick Bosa to me is being wasted, and it shows you how good he is because his numbers is not bad for him to be getting double teamed all game long. So Nick Bosa is a really hot trade piece, man. My next topic is Gregory Rose right here, man. This guy got drafted by the Chiefs, didn't get to stay there the entire first season as a rookie, went to the Ravens, and then from there, after the Ravens season, he went right to the Bears and been a Bear since. And he's been a dog since, if not the best, one of the best defensive linemen in the league since he left Baltimore. Chicago, 10.5 sacks, 11 sacks, 17 sacks, 13. He has 13.5 right now with about 5 games left. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure. And you're not going to find somebody in the league with these type of numbers. This guy numbers and like he's just not getting to the quarterback. At defensive end in 2025, this guy had 15 tackle for losses with 13 sacks. So he's been damn near double digit in tackle for losses as well too. So I think he's on his way to 20 sacks this year, and having a better year than he had in 24. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure.
That one's easy.
Very easy. All right, here we go. D tackle Patrick Falk, man. We talked a little bit about this last night. Is this the best D tackle in the league to you, Max Payne?
Yep. True D tackle, like best D tackle in the league.
All right, so let's dig into Patrick Falk a little bit. As a defensive tackle, in his rookie career year, he came out with 14 sacks. It's weird because the way his numbers look at the tackle for losses, you would think he was a defensive end, not a D tackle.
That's why I say
right?
As a true D tackle, but I know he's taking on double teams, so that's why I say as a true D tackle, because there's no way you're gonna be like always.
Well, this is what you get: 52 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 14 sacks. That's on star. 41-5 and 9.5. That's on star. Now, after the 14 sacks, people start to know who you are now. You come back in your second year, and now we know who you are. You're getting double teamed. They're not letting you come in free. You come back and follow that with 9, 10.5. Now this is the year he started to get his abilities up. Now he went to a superstar. Then the next year he went to a superstar X Factor, and now you see the tackle for losses go up with the inside stuff. 15, 14.5 sacks, 10, 10.5 sacks. Right now he has 7 and 4.5. For a D tackle to look at sacks like this is fucking this is crazy. These ridiculous numbers. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure. Now let's think about this. We talked about 3 guys that play on the front four of the Chargers, all first ballot Hall of Famers, or were they all first ballot, or at least all? This is the first ballot for sure. The other 2 was Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah, Hall of Fame worthy. Big was Vicky D the first one, like the 79 sack one. He might be like no conversation. I gotta go back and relook at that. I don't know. He might have 2 no conversation like Hall of Fame tackles.
2 first ballot Hall of Fame defensive linemen on that line.
Yeah, like
3 of them.
Have their shit ready. Yeah.
Some guys don't even got 1. This man got 3 of them on his front four. Right here, and Patrick Falk is one of them. And it's crazy because when we looked at sacks. And it's because the other D tackle is Loudermilk, but he's not up here in sacks. He's up here in tackle for losses.
That's why I said, like, as a true D tackle, like, he might be like, the best D tackle.
Like Loudermilk only down here with 49.5, but he's a true run stopper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Loudermilk does his job. Fucks that shit up. 6'7".
Alright, so when you look at defensive linemen in the league, you seeing who the top guys are. You got guys that got 2 guys that are dogs. You got guys that got 3 guys that are dogs. Where's Kwity Paye at?
I don't know. Kwity be having some off years. And I know for a fact Kwity gets double teamed a lot. Ever since we lost George, it's kind of been iffy. I don't know how many sacks he got. Somewhere in the 50s probably. If I had to take a guess. It's like not up there.
Kwity Paye 52.5 and one interception. 32 tackles for losses right now. Thibodeau up here. We got some young guys coming up and coming right now too. Yeah, we got some guys on here. Some position change guys as well too. But when you look through the league and you look at DNs, man, you got guys that got 2 guys coming off the edge that's really, really solid. So, there are your tackles, your sack guys right there, man. And my next conversation is linebackers. I guess when you talk about linebackers, this is where I want to go. I want to go to the guys that are hitters right now. So let's take a look at it. So TJ Watt, do we consider him as a hitter, or he's a guy that's just a strip specialist, meaning coming off the edge, get the sacks, make your quarterback fumble?
Strip specialist.
Alright, let's keep it moving. We got Frank Clark with 16 forced fumbles in his career right now. Jamal Adams with 14. I'm looking for linebackers. Now let's look at Malik Brown for the Cincinnati Bengals.
You're in AFC only. You wanna,
oh shit, that's where I was missing.
I was like, this looks weird. Why isn't I'm not saying no NFC teams at all.
So here we go. Now that number TJ 19, James Wiggins 17 forced fumbles. Frank Clark, alright, Keanu Neal. Dylon Moses is 14. I'm going to start talking linebackers. I want you to describe what type of player they are right now. When you think of a Dylon Moses, what are you thinking?
He's a Ray Lewis caliber linebacker. Clear cut.
I think he's an all-around linebacker. He's one of the hardest hitters in the league. 14 forced fumbles tells you that. But he also has 20 interceptions, 27.5 sacks as well, and 59 tackle for losses. So he's a thumper. He's a throwback. He's a Mike Singletary, Ray Lewis type linebacker, throwback linebacker. Malik Brown right now on 14 forced fumbles. But let's take a look at him. 38 tackles for losses, 25.5 sacks, 11 INTs. What type of linebacker are we looking at? We're looking at a hit sticker, or are we looking at a solid guy that does his job?
I'd say he's 5 years in the league. He seems like a solid guy that's got a little edge to him with the 14 forced fumbles, because he doesn't have so many picks, but he's got 40 tackles for losses, so he's definitely got a knack for the football. Knows how to go find it.
How about Micah Parsons for the Bills? 14 forced fumbles, 12 INTs, 24 sacks, 69 tackle for losses. This guy's an animal. I think he's a
An
playmaker.
animal. Yeah, I was about to say he's an all-around like playmaker. He can do
All right.
everything.
We're trying to find linebackers. Starting to see a lot of safeties still up here. Here we go. Next linebacker, Chaz Surratt for the Cleveland Browns.
God.
12 forced fumbles, 12.5 sacks, 17 INTs, 65 tackle for losses. Is he a thumper? Throwback linebacker?
He's a thumper. He's got
I think he's
a
both
knack for
thumper
the football.
playmaker.
Yeah.
Knack for the
Yeah, he's
football.
a thumper
Hell yeah.
playmaker. He's got a knack for a football, like a throwback linebacker. Like he fills the fucking gap, and he's like whether he's usered or not usered, like he's getting to the football.
He's the face of their defense, honestly. So like he's the guy that sell their tickets on defense right now. When you go to the shop there, when you go to their their store to go buy merchandise and shit, they're giving his jersey out all over the place right now. All right, so your guy's up here with 11 forced fumbles. Vandarius Calvin. Do you think he's underrated?
Yeah, I think he's underrated, and we had the linebacker situation. We had a lot of linebackers, and then we had Jacoby, who did a little bit of both. We kind of haven't gave Cohen like a full season where he's just left at that position alone. So he's definitely underrated.
So would you just say he's a hitter, considering he makes people fumble?
I would say he's a playmaker.
Okay.
He can come off the edge. He can catch picks if I put him in the coverage. He can hit too.
Now, Kenneth Murray played for the most part. He played for the Chargers, had a season at the Dolphins, got to the Dolphins and took them to a 14-2 year. He's on the Patriots at this point right now with 8 forced fumbles right now, 23 interceptions, 24.5 sacks, 60 tackles for losses right now. Throwback, playmaker, or just thumper?
Playmaker and the field general. He has 536 tackles. More than like half, 2/3 of them are solo tackles. So he definitely just sees the field, has a lot of tackles for losses, a great amount of picks, and he just looks like he makes a lot of plays by himself. It looks like by the stats.
Roquan Smith, 8 forced fumbles, 9 INTs, 31.5 sacks, 61 tackles for losses right now. What type of linebacker are we dealing with?
I think not a properly used linebacker, maybe. Now that I'm thinking about like where he's at, I think he could have been used better to be more of a playmaker because he can do a lot, more than what the stats are showing. But a solid linebacker still throughout like his users that he's had, the different coaches that he's had.
Now, everybody that we've shown so far has had 5 or more seasons under their belt right now. To you, without me looking at teams and anything like that, who are the up-and-coming linebackers in the league right now? Who's the guys that's going to be that next wave of linebackers that we're going to be looking at as playmakers, thumpers? Like when you think of knock a running back out, knock a receiver coming across the middle type guy, a thumper, a guy that's going to knock somebody's shit off their head. Who's the guys that's not on this list right now that's not been in a year more than 4 years?
I'm checking if both the flows have been in a year. How long have they been around?
Yeah, they about in their 3rd and 4th year.
Okay. I think both the flows kind of had, one's had competition, and the other one hasn't had a full users tapped in season. So I think that they're like, although they should be about there, they're still up and coming because I think they maybe one more season there. Those are going to be household names. Everybody's gonna know who those guys are. I'm trying to think of some other linebackers that are. Doesn't the Vikings have that linebacker Backshire, or is that a safety?
Blackshire, yep, they do. Let's go look at him.
Yeah. I think he's got a knack for the football. I watched a couple games there.
Let's see if we can find. We gotta get out of here and go to regular teams right now.
The young Camden stand up. Goddamn, the Seahawks linebacker. Now he's just a freaking stud. Like I don't know how many fumbles he's got, but he's a stud. He gets to the football a lot, like a lot.
So let's go to Seahawks first. Let's go look at you talking about Tyreek Austin Cave right now on the season. 73 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, no picks right now. As far as any forced fumbles, he has one on the
I don't
season right now. If you
I
dig
don't know
into his
how hard he's
career,
hitting. Yeah,
let's look
I don't
at
know
him
how hard
since
he's
he's
hitting.
been in the league. So he got 3 seasons under his belt, 89 tackles. Uh, that knockout guy, let's see. Yep, one. He had 6 last year. He's up to 1 now. So he's been off and on. How about that? White boy that used to be on the Ravens.
Talking about Billy Man.
Billy Man, he playing DN right now. But yeah, the outside assassin, he a beast. Um, who else? You said the Vikings. He's in his rookie
Yeah,
year right now. Let's see what he's doing. He's leading
yeah.
the
I
team
want
in
to see
tackles right now, 39
I was
of
about
them.
to say he
2
just has a
tackles for
lot.
loss, 4 INTs. Is he a thumper though? Is he knocking the shit out of people? No forced fumbles yet right now. That doesn't mean he's not cracking people,
Cracking,
but
yeah. I know he's a Bama sign. I'm trying to
yeah,
think of some more linebackers. Linebackers is ones I fall out of touch with, because there's so many like different types. Football teams always got some stud ass linebackers, but I don't know if they're young. I don't remember. Um,
let's see. Let's go and look on the team and see if any is young. Well, you already know what Overshawn is about. His
mhm.
next linebacker. Jalen McRae is up here, but he did have Hampton from last year. Um, he just got a whole bunch of plug and play guys that come in and they don't lose no sleep with him being on the
Sleep,
field right now.
yeah.
I got a linebacker that I think that's not being justified right now that we sleeping on. I don't know how long he's been in the league, but let's look at Lane Dixon over his career.
He is
So here we
kind of
go.
nice.
As a rookie, 33, 7, 4.5, and 1. Then he follows that up with 72 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 15 sacks, 1 INT. He also had 82, 16, and 14.5, and right now he had 39, 10, 7.5. Let's see how many people he make come up off that football. 1, 2, 2, and 1. So, 2, 4, 6, 6 forced fumbles in his career right now. I like this guy. He's been in the league for 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 years. He came in when Flo and them came in. So, pretty solid guy, dog. I like him. We go through some teams. Let's take a look at some guys that when you stop there right away, you got to look at. What about Nicole Dean for the Panthers right now?
You checking his career? I'm looking through now. I came out of practice.
As a rookie, 37, 3, 1 interception, 76 tackles last year, 3 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 80 tackles. His tackles went up every year, 4 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, and right now he has 66, 11 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, and an INT. How many guys he making come up off that thing? He had 2 forced fumbles on his 4-year career. They like honorable mention type guys right
Shit. Brandon Smith's in his 3rd year. He's got
now.
78 tackles his
That's who
rookie
we need.
year.
Yeah, Brandon Smith.
12 tackles for loss, 8 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. Then the next year followed up with 103 tackles, 13 tackles for losses, 3 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles.
He's made the Pro
That might have
Bowl
been
once in 2023. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year, Brandon Smith. I like that. Who else we looking at? Jets.
Should have a little bit more thumpers, but that doesn't dictate how hard he might be hitting out there. He's definitely got a knack for the freaking football.
What about Quay Walker and Shaka Tony?
I was looking at Quay Walker. I didn't get a chance to look at Shaka Tony. Quay Walker's kind of missing the fumbles too, but he's got a hellacious tackles for losses in a system where the 49ers always got linebackers, so you know he might not be seeing the field as much as like an every down linebacker. He was definitely a mention. I'm trying to look through right now and look through at some teams' linebackers.
I mean, his names. I'm looking at these guys, same way you looking at them. There's some names up here. You know, Boone got all of the dogs at linebacker.
Yeah, he got he's got a lot.
When you play teams, all right, you play damn near every team in the league right now. When you look at a team defense, when you look at linebackers in the league, a team that has all 4 linebackers on the field, right outside, left outside, 2 middle. As a whole, what teams pop up in your head?
Oh shoot! All 4 as a whole. Football team, 49ers, Ravens, the Browns before they got rid of that outside linebacker that they had. Oh my gosh,
They
had a
made
nice
up for it though, because the rookie
Yeah,
they
they
got is
did.
playing pretty solid for them
But they
too.
got him in the dirt though, so he no longer really.
They got two of them. They got another guy too that
Oh,
they got. Um,
okay,
I
okay.
like
Well
the
then
I like Michael
the
Parsons.
Bills. I was about to say the
Uh,
Bills are
they got
not
the
to be
African.
played
They
with.
got JOK over there now as well, and they got them two young boys they got that was superstars in the draft as well. They got pretty solid linebacker core as a group. Bengals do too with his my player,
Bengals. I'm looking at the
Hussein
Bengals. They're my
Brewer.
players a
Um,
stud. Shit.
uh,
The Jets.
excuse me.
Yeah, the Jets.
The
I
Jets as a whole
definitely.
too. He got a bunch of veterans too with Patrick
Yeah,
Queen and Van Der Esch running around
and
too.
Van Der Esch.
Um, and at any moment
So
he can any moment he can stand outside assassin right back up and be
the
a problem.
Lions too. Shit, they my player Brandon Smith. Two middle linebackers. What's this outside linebacker?
They got the
Matamu
boy.
Diape. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
they got
they
the
got
boy
some.
Diop. Diaba, I call him diabetic.
Yeah,
Diabate,
they
you
got
know,
some.
they got
They
they
got some
all right.
guys that get to the football.
Mhm. Who else we looking at? Jaguars don't play enough games in
I'm
my
looking through.
opinion.
I'm looking through. I'm looking through.
The Dolphins. The
Dolphins.
Dolphins
I'm
with
trying
Dylan
to. Did they lose a
Moses.
linebacker?
Yeah, they lost one though, but Mike Ware.
I
It's really Mike Ware and Dylan Moses over there.
Dylon. Yeah, I don't.
The Cowboys are solid at linebacker too, man. With Small
I
Monday, Preston Brown
yeah.
now over in the
I
building.
just don't think I noticed their. I don't play them a lot, but I don't notice them a lot in the games anyways. I noticed their D line and then their secondary, but
I think
maybe
with the
that's just
addition of
because
Braylon
it's
Allen, man, that makes your linebacker core step up too. You got Cohen, Allen, the kid that balled out last year. What's his name? The one you got from the Bucks in that trade.
Barrett.
Barrick, and then you still got the big bull over at Drew Sanders, who's a fucking monster on the outside. I like yours too. I like the Chiefs with Kalen DeLoach, Leonard Warner in the middle. I think they're more too strong than 3 or
I
4.
think the
Chargers.
Chargers are something special now that they got fucking Georgie little brother. I think they
Right.
got something coming
But I do
crazy over
think it's
there.
boom as a whole, and then it's the
Yeah,
football team second.
that Cards team is because Isaiah starts it off, and then it's just like everybody else is like,
And then all those rookies have one rookie award so far over there with that team. Um, and then the Brown, like you said, the Browns too. I like the Browns. Broncos. They do got Jeremiah Trotter. They starting to use their my player. Who's the best linebacker? My player linebacker in the league right now. I think it's between the two AFC North teams. I think it's between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals.
are we discrediting? Let me go look at Des Boone though, because he plays a lot of places.
Des Boone put his hand in the dirt. He doesn't do nothing outside to get to the quarterback. Not saying there's something wrong with that, but he
Wrong
ain't
with
he
it,
ain't
but
out
yeah,
there
it
getting
limits
picks.
him. It limits
So let's
him.
start with the my player that I just talked about. Let's start with the Cincinnati Bengals, and let's look at Isaiah Brewer over his
I think
5,
the
6
Bengals.
careers.
Yeah, you said the Bengals. Yeah, I think the Bengals might have.
No, I think I can argue that the Steelers my player is better. Ready? Watch this. So we got 76 tackles as a rookie. You go to the Steelers guy, Brian Williamson.
Okay. I can see the fall off. I wonder what happened if that was a
Can you hear
scheme
me that?
change. Probably the scheme change.
So Brewer, 76 tackles as a rookie, 18 tackle for losses, and 7 INTs. Let's see what he did in fumble. He had 2 forced fumbles that year. He comes back, 65, 2 sacks, 3 INTs, 45-5. He kind of fell off a little bit here. 45-5, 1 and 3, but he picked it back up. 88-13 tackle for losses, 2 sacks, and 4 INTs. 41-4, 35-1, 35-7, and 4. That's how you feel about the Brian. Let me get to Brian right now. You already over there.
Brian might have it, just because of the consistency. He starts off his
Go
rookie
read Brian numbers off. I want to go back to the Bengals and see what his award trophy case look like.
Okay. Rookie year, 68 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 3 picks, 2 forced fumbles. Follows up with 95 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, a pick and a fumble. Then third year, 68 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 5 picks. It's cool. Career high picks, and then no fumbles. Year after that, 123 tackles, 24 tackles for loss, 5 picks again, 3 fumbles, and Okay, no, I thought it was a defensive touchdown. No, just 3 fumbles. Then 68 tackles. This last year, 9 tackles for loss, and then now he has 53 tackles and 3 tackles for loss.
All right. So Hussein Brewer has won the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. That's it. He was. That's all the awards he won over there. We go to the Steelers.
Brian
Look at
Williams
Brian. How
won.
many awards he won?
He got 2 Pro Bowls, and he has 2024 Best Linebacker.
Yeah, so I think he's at this point right now. He's better than him. Now let's keep going. The Lions. Let's go to the Lions. Outside linebacker. And while I'm at the Lions, you go to the Saints. Jalen Pilot. Let's start with Antonio Todd's trophy case. All right, so he has 1 Pro Bowl appearance. Now that's off the Pro Bowl he made it. Let's see what his numbers look like over his career. There we go. From 21, 88 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 3 interceptions, 58, 6, 6.5, 52, 6, 5, 59, 12, 5, 52, 10, 10.5. I'm thinking that's the Pro Bowl year. 39, 8, 5, and 1. I still don't think they better than Brian Williams' years, but he does have.
No.
He does have. Let's see. 4
The
fumbles,
sacks make him interesting
1,
kind
2,
of recently,
3.
but
He played a lot of DN too as well. He kind of like Boone's my player linebacker. He could put his hand in the dirt as well because he spent 2 seasons at defensive end.
okay, that makes more sense.
So far I still like Brian Williamson so far.
Yeah.
Did you get to the Saints? While you at the Saints,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to another my player at linebacker.
Jalen Piles has 2 Pro Bowl appearances. His rookie year, I remember he wasn't really using as my player his first 2 years, but he has 37 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 1 fumble. Then the next year, 47 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 32 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 45 and 9, and then 9 sacks that year. And last year he had high in both stats, 52 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 1 fumble. He has 33 tackles now, 9
What's his
tackles
trophy
for
case
loss.
look like? Dez Boone has made 3 Pro Bowl appearances.
Wow.
He's again, he plays with his hand in the dirt a lot. He's an outside linebacker that really doesn't drop back in pass coverage at all. 13 sacks as a rookie, 10. He came back with 5, 6, 9. He had 3 picks that year, 8.5. He had 10 tackle for loss, 15, 17, 9, back to 11. He has 6 right now. For his fumbles, he has 3 on his total career right now. But he's been in 3 Pro Bowls right now. I still like Brian Williamson. I still haven't found nobody that's have numbers on Brian Williamson, the Steelers linebacker right now, as the best linebacker, best my player linebacker in the league right now. I'm still looking for linebackers. Did we miss any my player linebackers that's in the league right now? I think that was it. Oh yeah, Broncos, but this guy never really played.
Yeah, he's just
kind of didn't play
no
no years. He was really sitting in the window. I mean,
he's just a running back. Cowboys got a what? Safety?
Strong safety. I mean, 21, he had 57 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, a sack, and 6 picks. He kind of played well that year. 46, 5, 1 and 2, 38, 7 and 1, 32, 1 and nothing. He had 10 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Coach Pat on the call in. Coach Pat on the call in doing a real talk. What's up, cuz?
Oh, you doing real talk? What's up, Cuddy?
Yeah, Cuddy, we doing still on that best player topic.
Oh, okay. What position?
We talking about the my player linebackers right now. At this point, we saying that the Steelers got the better my player linebacker that's having a better career.
Even better than Bones or the Bengals?
Yeah, we just did the numbers. They were the first 2 we compared. Hussein Brewer and Brian Williamson. He having a better career than both of them so far. Boone guy plays with his hand in the dirt. He got, sack wise, he's up there. But still, if you look at him as a whole, he's not more consistent at linebacker than Brian Williamson at this point right now.
Wow.
And then we had Antonio Todd, we got Jalen Piles. We had Aaron Herrera, Sideshow Bob. We had Tata got a middle linebacker. Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Out of the linebackers, on my players, it's really Brian Williamson right now.
About to have action.
Yes, sir. Oh, the Browns ain't ducking. I see you on the Real Talk. When y'all playing?
About to play now. It's scheduled for 2.
Hell, they about to play right now. You on the Real Talk right now. We about to tune into that shit. Ask him if he probably going to. He gonna probably make you wait till tomorrow. Depending on how fast advance is.
Yeah, I don't know how many games you're waiting on.
Yeah, he ain't playing you tonight.
It's a Clipper game tonight.
Oh yeah, he ain't playing that. What's that series?
2-2, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
That shit tied up. He could play that shit. I'm about to check right now and see where we at league wise. He on that DuckTales, woo woo. Of course the Jaguars ain't played yet. Panthers, Packers ain't played yet. Bills, Patriots ain't played yet. Browns, Colts ain't played yet. Falcons, Vikings ain't played yet. Jets, Lions ain't played yet. I don't know. I think Mike's still at work and Haroldberger's still at work, but then you got D West who haven't been reached. I gotta chase D West the fuck down lately. I ain't saving him this time. I don't know, man. I think the fat bitches got him right now. Alright, big bitches need love too, Craig. Right, I need to gain my damn self, bro. I come off that 2-game losing streak, get a win. I don't know why I was fucking with that Bengals guy last night. I said, you know what, that's my guy. And I threw that shit right in the cover to him. I ain't mean I threw it on purpose, but I ain't mean to throw it on purpose. Like I went in my head and I said I wasn't taking it easy on nobody in my division no more. And I'm like, I'm gonna send him on a go route. And I said, nah, I'm gonna leave him on his out right now. I want to see if his ability kick in. And I still forced that shit. This nigga pick six the shit out of it. Let me get that. One of Dion kids to the crib. Said, no shutout there. And then now I'm mad because I was talking shit on the Real Talk since the Browns want to bomb me away and shit on Bad Connection. Motherfucking, I was gonna air. If I get a chance to air, I'm not saying I could just air them whenever I want, but if I get a chance to air them niggas, I'm airing them niggas. And I could have started it off with a donut. We could have had a holy moly donut shop. Right. And see, I played the game regular last night, and then I realized it in the fourth when I said it to myself in the fourth, like, yo, you know what? I told these guys I wasn't playing with them from here on out. Thank the Browns for this shit. And then I got beside myself. He played good defense though. His DBs was playing real good football last night. But yeah, I'm gonna come back and do a Real Talk. I got some work to do with a couple of guys in the league right now. We gotta do some shit, get some shit done over here or whatever. But oh shit, I was just talking to my uncle about that shit, about working out and shit, man. About to get that shit done. Snake beat Hero Burgers 24-21. They was rocking.
Snake played?
Yeah, he played that shit. Yeah, he not consistent, dog. He just play when he like look like you said. He like looking at his team and making moves. That's it. He like the GM part of it. He don't care about playing games. Chicago got the Bills. Mike been getting three. Only been scoring 3 points in the last like 3 games. 21. He got 42-3. The Bears got him. Yeah, he hot right off because he said you was wiggling this shit. Yeah. Yeah, like let T have that. He was like, let T have that wiggle shit, ain't you? That's not a good look for you. Hot right off. I don't know that motherfucker, boy. You can't. You got a mute mic on headset, or you're fucking around, end up giving him the game and shit. Like, all right, man, here, fuck it. Damn.
Damn, Mike. Well, that's what I did. I put the shit down. That's why I was able to hear him. But damn, I'm wiggling down. Damn.
Yeah, he said.
I ran the ball 4 times for like 12 yards.
Hell yeah, he said, motherfucker, say that. Let T have that.
Alright, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on some bullshit right now, man. I think we got action, right? Browns coach playing right now?
I'm waiting on him.
Oh shit. DuckTales, woo woo. Uncle Ducky.
Let me hop off this thing and figure out some things, man. Just hit me when that shit, man. I know the Browns let me DuckTales.
Got you.
Alright, Playboy.
All right. Let's look at the MVP race right now. We got Travion Henderson, Mr. Henny. It's the Hemi engine, Hennessy, Henderson. You got Kamar Wheaton still in second. He's not going to hold that for too much longer, I don't think, though. Eli Stowers is balling as a rookie. Corey Stanley, the Maya player. Quarterback's up there. Shador Sanders. Deion Child is up there. Javonte Williams, look out, because Javonte is on a mission this season. He's balling out. Garrett Garantano is on here right now. Michael Carter, MC8 still here. Lamar Jackson. It's poor Lamar, man. I don't feel like an underachiever Lamar, but he gotta go out with something like MVP, something. Jesus Christ, Jermaine
He just
Martin.
don't be maxing sometimes, so it's like that's it.
Yeah, I don't dick ride. That's all. Offensive Player of the Year: Eli Stowers, J.T. Bolden, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Shador Sanders, Hanif Anderson, Najee Harris, Lamar Jackson, Anthony Schwartz, and Trey Sherman. In the NFC, the top 10 are Henderson, Wheaton, Stanley, Martin, Travis Etienne, Jeremy Brown, Kate Wills with the da-na-na. The run of the year right now with Kareem Williams. Was that run better than the fullback run for 78 yards on the Bengals? When Pollard took that run 78 yards with the stop and go in the hole.
I think yes, because of the situation. Only because of the situation. If not,
Right.
it would be a tie. It would be a tie, I think, on that. But the
I
situation.
like that. This run was like game over. You ain't got no time. You got 1 or 2 plays to get down there, and you gotta go.
He had no
99
timeouts.
yards. No timeouts.
He really had the faith in running it. Yeah, like I'm about to run this joint.
B. John Robinson at 8, playing pretty good. Ritter over there for the 49ers. But, let me get a 2-2. Atwell balling out right now. Defensive players of the year: James Wiggins in the NFC. Eli Ricks balling out. Shiloh Sanders, one of Deion's child. Isaiah Simmons is back in the mix. D. West is there. Amir Speed, Tyson Campbell, Gregory Rose, Brandon Smith, and Jalen Johnson right now in the NFC. AFC, all right, now we can't stop talking about that run. Oh Lord. Ryan Mills, 10 with number 1. Alex Hall, the 2 safeties for the Raiders is up there. Robert Rochelle, cornerback for the Broncos. Gabriel Floyd is starting to make a career out of himself right now. He balling out. Jeremiah Trotter, Maze Funa, 2 linebackers. Rookie Jalen Cheeks, Travis Hunter, man. Travis Hunter back in the building on here, 9. Isaiah Bolden, one of Deion kids. And then you got Chris Ingram, man, for the Raiders. Balling out. Defensive Player of the Year right now. Offensive Rookies of the Year: Eli Stowers, J.T. Bolden, Johnny Martin, Travion Cooley, Deion Smith for the Jaguars, Quinn Ewers, man, the next Patrick Mahomes. I gotta take a look at this guy. Every time I watch highlights on him, I feel like I didn't make him right. Corey Little, Corey Palmer, Camden stand up. Trey Carroll and Le'Veon Moss right now. NFC rookies, who we talking about? Kevin Shaw from Liberty. Jamarion Miller, the running back. Julius Borden, the tight end. Tony Young, backup quarterback. Jake Johnson, the number 1 tight end in the league as a rookie coming out. Jason Morrison, I don't know what position he plays. Might be a tight end or might be a quarterback. Eric Charles. Fuck is Eric Charles? Who knows? Roy Steinbach. Brian Kirkpatrick. Find out who Brian Kirkpatrick is, bro. That a tight end? That a running back? What is he? I gotta find out what he is. And CJ Daniels from Liberty.
Brian Kirkpatrick, Falcons. Okay.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Kendrick Blackshire. CJ Hicks, Kamari Wilson, Dyson McCutcheon, Dontavius Nash, the safety, Denver Harris, corner, Rodney Stallworth, Travis Shaw, Kendrick Chamberlain, and Carl Dorsey for the 49ers, the safety. AFC in the building, rookies over here. Jalen Cheeks, Will Johnson, 6'3" corner, replacement of Denzel Ward, not bad. Jay Hood, tell them how it is, Jay Hood. Linebacker, Drayden Norwood, the corner. Braylon Allen, the linebacker. Devontae Burke, I don't know what position he plays. Is that a linebacker, safety? What is he? We know Gabe Powers is the linebacker turned DN. Cameron Kinchin, safety. Dalen Everett, corner. And Elliot Donald.
Brian Kirkpatrick is the backup quarterback for the Falcons. He's a 60 overall.
Elliot Donald is the nephew of Aaron Donald. So hey. Balling over there. Best quarterback, Sanders, Shador, Deion Child, Eli Stowers, Garantano, Trevor Lawrence, Jeff Sims, Lamar Jackson, Zach Wilson is on the board. Akil Glass, Patrick Mahomes, and Eric Mahoney. NFC, top 10 quarterbacks, Corey Stanley, JT Daniels, Hudson Card, Bam Gorey, Jalen Hurts right now, Spencer Rattler, Khalid Williams, DJ Ugalele, Kyler Murray, and Corey Richardson are my player at running backs. In the NFC, you got Henderson, Wheaton, Martin, Travis Etienne, B. John Robinson, Journey Brown, K. Wills, Jonathan Taylor, Will Shipley, and Jalen Burgers. AFC running backs right now: Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Hanif Anderson, Najee Harris, Trey Shermans, Devin Ford, Chris Tyree, Kaylon Manuel, Lorenzo Lingard, and Phil Mafioso. Wide receivers out this bitch: JT Bolden, Schwartz, and Waddle. You got Ruggs, Ross, not Justin, but John Ross, Eskridge, Tetris, Devontae Smith, Troy Franklin, and Jamar Chase up there. All names we know. NFC wide receivers: Tutu, Khalid Burton, Justin Ross, Tyreek Black, Sean Brown, my player, Johnny Wilson, Go Johnny, Go Joe, DK Metcalf, Arian Smith, John Humphreys, and CD Lamb. Offensive line: Bird, Tucker, Munford, Leatherwood, Miranda, Wallace, Moore, Hill, Walker, and Benhart. AFC linemen right now: Simpkins, the my player, Boyer, Bart for the Raiders, Joe Jones for the Ravens, Dixon for the Raiders, Jameer Evans for the Chargers, Guy Boyer for the Chargers, Jamal Evans for the Chargers, Haynes Holloway for the Chargers, and Tyron Miles Mudgy for the Chargers up there. D-line: Loudermilk, Xavier Thomas, Mayaga for the Titans, Vicky D, Fidel Diggs, Jason Oway, Max Crosby, Sean Price for the Jets, Carl Lawson, and Thibodeau. In the NFC: Rose, Joey Bosa, Stephon Wynn, Henry Totioto, Dallas Turner balling this year, Delvin Cooper, Chris Tung, Miles Murphy, Rashad Gary, and Montez Sweat. My boy Loudermilk balling. All right, Mace Foon at linebacker, Jeremiah Trotter, DeGravio Floyd, Mike Ware, Justin Flo, Lane Dixon, Kalen DeLoach, Patrick Payton, he's a dog, Hussein Brewer, hit sticker, and Hammer for the Ravens. Oh, I'm sorry. NFC real fast. Isaiah Simmons, Braden Smith, Preston Brown, Jalen Piles, Des Boone, Christian Harris, Ty McBride, the my player, Jemai Efert, Zach Tiller, and Antonio Todd, the my player. Best DBs, Eli Ricks balling leads the league in corners with INTs. Wiggins, Shiloh Sanders, D. West, Amir Speed, Tyson Campbell, Jalen Johnson, Jair Alexander, Noshawn Wright, and Keaton Ellis. AFC on DBs, Brian Mills, Rochelle, Alex Hall, Chris Ingram, all Ravens and one Bronco. Isaiah Bolden, Jalen Cheeks, Travis Hunter, Martin Johnson, Del Pick, and James Williams, Galvatron back there deep. All right, fellas, that's what it do right now. We great tune into this Browns-Colts game. Catch us on the Facebook group chat right now, and hits the franchise guru. Holla at us.